So if you don't know, Andrew and I did a show called Special Forces on Fox, and it just premiered. And we are here to debrief not only the experience, but to walk you through episode 1 and what all you didn't see.
Here's why we're so obnoxious, and we'll continue to be obnoxious about talking about this and sharing content about this and stories and making videos about it, is because
it was freaking awesome.
It was awesome. It incorporated a lot of things we love. It incorporated a lot of things that we want to do more of, like working with the military, something we've always loved doing. Mm-hmm. We've done the Green Beret event and challenge for the last several years.
Flown with the Blue Angels.
Yeah.
Worked with the Navy SEALs.
It also incorporates like the health and fitness interest for us. And so it's kind of like a culmination and peak moment in a lot of ways for us there. But also, inevitably, what I've seen from Shawn is people use these big things that she has done, like the Olympics or Dancing with the Stars, and that's all that they ask about. So we're hoping that if you do care about this at all, which we're not asking you to care about it, but if you do happen to care about it, maybe we'll be able to answer some of your questions, give you a behind the scenes look. That's really why we started YouTube in the first place, and it's kind of a fun extension to do on the podcast, is to share behind the scenes and give you the full story that you might not see on TV.
Because there's a lot. There's a lot to share here.
Yeah. And then when we bump into you on the street, maybe we'll have more to talk about. So this is going to be fun.
Okay, so let's take them back, babe.
Yeah.
We filmed this show in Morocco, North Africa.
That's right.
Mid-June?
Yep. Ended June 18th.
End of June 18th. And what you didn't see and what they didn't show, like the lead up of, was, so we found out probably 3 weeks before the show started. And we went through psych tests where we had to get online with these professional psychiatrists who work directly with shows that are dangerous.
Yeah.
And it was probably an hour to 2 hour Zoom with the psychiatrist where they ask you so many things. Like, have you been in legal trouble before? Have you ever hit someone? Do you have mental health issues? Did I go through postpartum depression? How did I deal with it? Like, they're truly trying to see if you are mentally stable enough to take on such a challenge like this.
But it was so fascinating because this is a whole business and an industry of like reality TV casting. And so from our perspective, it was like, we're talking to a psychologist and they're trying to figure out and learn about us.
I was like, do you work for the show or do you work for our best interests?
Yeah.
Like, do I tell you the truth here or like?
Yeah. Are you like a therapist who's actually trying to expose anything that we might need to deal with personally? Or are you trying to expose something that the show can then use and ask us about and say, hey, you mentioned that you went through this really tough time in life and this is going to be a dramatic moment for TV.
How many times did they ask us if we've ever wanted to kill someone?
So yeah, there was
legitimately multiple times.
There was a couple parts of the psych evaluation. One was the interview with like an actual psychologist on Zoom. And so it's like a very casual conversation. He's asking you these conversations and you're like, kind of let your guard down, which my whole thing going into this was, I'm just going to be fully honest. Yeah. And I'm not going to try to play the game or like try to hide this or that or construct this. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I'm actually going to answer this because I'm curious what I'll learn about myself in the process. So you had the interview and then I think it was a follow-up to the interview.
It was so long, like an online experience that we had to do.
340 questions.
Dude.
And it wasn't like hard questions, but there were questions I'd never been asked. Like, have you ever been bullied? Have you ever bullied somebody? When was the last time you physically hit somebody?
Have you ever thought about killing someone? And then like 50 questions later, no, but have you ever thought about killing someone?
Different iterations literally of that same question. Or have you ever thought about doing harm to yourself? Have you ever thought about, and it's like, you're like, it was so direct. It was almost alarming. Yeah. Where I was like, whoa, when was the last time I thought, like, I don't know. We all have bad thoughts. So then you're like, frick, what's happening? I don't know. Like,
when's the last time you thought about what, Andrew?
No. Whatever the question was, I was like, I mean, are you depressed?
It asked
I don't
about,
know.
like,
have I been, I don't know.
Have you ever struggled with insomnia? Do you dream at night? It was like so much intense psych eval stuff that we had to go through. And then we just didn't hear anything.
Yeah, there's no follow-up to that.
So but then
We did also, the day before the show filmed, we did another online test, which was like a personality profile, which showed like, hey, you're really community oriented, or you're really self-driven. You really like, it kind of exposed personal motivations almost, which was fascinating. And they had us all take it, and we all sent screenshots into the producers, and you're like, again, how are they going to use this for the TV show?
But going back to like our 3 weeks at home before we flew to Morocco. So we went through these like psych evals. We had to do a fitness exam, but it was like it wasn't something you had to pass or not. I think they were just gauging.
Like a benchmark.
Yeah, where you would be. And it was like holding your breath underwater, swimming, running a mile, doing pull-ups, doing push-ups.
We did a whole main channel YouTube video on that. It was actually a blast. It was me being ridiculous for 10 minutes is what the video is, but yeah.
They sent us our boots.
Oh my gosh.
Which was a whole thing. Because those suckers are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Those suckers are uncomfortable.
Well, okay, so yeah, because we did have a connection at Fox and at the production company. So the way TV works is like the network will work and buy TV concepts from a production company who kind of like run the show, and they own the IP of, or I actually don't know how that legal aspect of it works. So we had done pre-screening calls with the production company, and they're like, hey, we're going to have to get you some stuff. You also have to do the fitness test. And they put us in touch with a psychologist. They were kind of like the point person. So they sent us these boots. They're like, it'd be great to break them in. They said wear them in, or no, we had a
friend who said,
put them in water.
Put them in water. During these 3 weeks, it just so happened that we had our Green Berets event. So we flew out and did our event with all these Green Berets who are really close to us. And so we, like, in confidence, tell them we're going on this show.
Yeah.
And they were so excited. And they were, like, giving us tips as to get through, like, Special Forces training.
Yeah. It was pretty sweet, to be honest.
We wore our boots there to try to break in. And they thought it was absolutely hysterical. They're like, dude, your boots suck.
Yeah, so we got the inside scoop, and we ended up then starting to find boots that would be helpful, because we've heard it was very physically taxing, the show. Yeah. And so we knew we were going to be wearing the boots a lot. We knew we were going to have to be doing running challenges on our feet a lot, climbing, all the different things. So we wanted to make sure that, like, you know, as a football player, cleats was always like a pivotal, important piece of equipment to have. It's like, if your feet are hurting, you're not in great shape. And anyway, so we ended up buying 30 pairs of boots.
It was ridiculous. And let me just say, none of them were comfortable. They were all pretty much the same.
Oh my gosh.
And we had to get boots within certain parameters. You know, they had to be military boots. They had to be certain brands. And all the sizing was really off, whatever. We ended up finding boots.
The sizing was whack. So we ended up ordering so many because a size 12 with this company would be like a size 15 in this ridiculous. Company. Or a size 9 in this. And so we could not figure out.
I think we both ended up using the original boots, which is comical.
Oh my God.
And fast forward, our boots broke, which was a huge thing in the middle of one of the challenges, whatever. So we're breaking in the boots. We're also, in those 3 weeks, I bought like super heavy rucksacks?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And I was trying to ruck, because our production was saying the two things that usually are the hardest on people is water, which I was terrified of. So I kept trying to practice holding my breath. Every time I took a shower, I would like try to hold my breath and time it. Or I would go hold our breath in our water. Or the rucksack, because every single piece of equipment on the show is universal, meaning we all had to carry the same amount of weight no matter the challenge, which was a drastic disadvantage to me.
And we had an idea. Some people said it was 40-pound sack. Some people said it's 30.
Depending upon if it was wet. Yeah. So I got a 60-pound rucksack.
Yeah.
And I was rucking with 60 pounds because I was like, I'd rather get so used to super heavy.
Yeah.
And it be that rather than like the other way around.
And put this in perspective. It's me at 225 pounds with a 60-pound rucksack, and Shawn at not even half that with a 60-pound rucksack. Everybody has the same equipment, no matter how big, small, fit, or not you are.
Whatever.
So, but honestly, that's pretty accurate. Like,
yeah, it's accurate for the military.
Yeah.
And it was funny. Well, we'll get there. Okay, so that's the first 3 weeks. Tried to up our training, get ready, get prepped. Then they send us a packing list. The packing list is like 2 pairs of underwear, for the girls. 2 pairs of underwear, 2 bras, toothbrush, toothpaste, hair tie. And that was like it. And your boots.
And they said 1 luxury item, which was a personal item, like a picture or a book. And so...
Which again was trash. I took a journal. You took a Bible, and they took them from us.
Yeah.
Everybody else got the luxury items.
We ended up never getting our luxury items, so we had no books. And also,
Did we get them back?
So you could have a medical exemption. Yeah, because it was in our suitcase when we exited. But what we found out was some people took their medical kit and like really used that generously, and so they were like, oh, I have to have my sleeping supplements, and I have to have this supplement, and that's so some people came in with like a massive bag of
we came in with nothing
necessary because we were intimidated from the get-go.
We're rule followers,
and we didn't want to stand out or give them any reason to yell at us or say you think you're different or better. Even with the boots, it was like we tried to find boots that looked exactly the same as the original pair they'd sent us because we didn't want to have different designs and then isolate us out.
Well, and we didn't want to jeopardize like the actual integrity of the challenge. Like we take challenges very seriously where we don't want to like cut any corners.
Yes.
So we were like, if we're going to do this, we're going to like freaking do this.
Yeah.
The only thing I desperately wanted was to smuggle in my electrolytes so bad because theirs were so yucky. But it was fine.
But we also didn't know if we were going to get electrolytes.
We didn't know if we were going to get electrolytes.
Literally, any question we would ask, so we had to go through our agent, who would then ask the production company, who would then have to ask Fox, who would then have to ask the instructors, like the DS, who were running the course. And so it was like every question we asked, like, are they going to have electrolytes on the course? It was desert.
So vague.
They would be like, maybe.
We can't tell you.
And you're like, that's an important thing. Like, we're going to need to have.
They really tried to take away every luxury though, in the sense of even like information or knowledge or preparation so that you were truly immersed.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So we get on the flight going to Africa,
and it is top-notch experience throughout. So we
luxury.
I didn't know this existed, but they have handlers that you can book, I guess, for any trip you go on at the airport, where they meet you at the curb. They'll take your suitcase, then they'll walk you behind a special security person or a security entrance, and then they'll take you to like the lounge, and then they'll like ask you, do you want to be first in the plane or last in the plane? They can drive you plane side, get you on the board, and then we're flying first class,
they really
international.
Propped us up.
Which was insane. And we're like, I think on the way back, we flew Air France, and you're like doing wine pairings with this 5-course meal. And you're like, wow, I'm living the high life. They make you feel like you're just on top of the world.
Yeah, before they just pull the rug out from under you.
Contrast you with the absolute savagery.